Toy Story 4 reviews. Critics mostly love Pixar's latest offering. We're now just a week away from the fourth and supposedly final installment in the Toy Story series, which critics have now had their say over. The first wave of Toy Story 4 reviews have now been posted online, and at the time of writing, the film, meaning critics have been unanimously positive towards it, even if one or two have questioned whether a fourth film was wholly necessary. And if you were among those who found themselves hysterically crying into your popcorn during Toy Story 3, it sounds like you might want to double-check you have tissues to hand fourth time around. Here's just a snippet of the first Toy Story 4 reviews. Sweet Lord, this is good. You know that you're in. The brilliance of the new film lies in the sure-footed way it caters both for children too young to have seen its predecessors and for adults who've grown up or grown older watching the previous installments. It takes some kind. I won't give away the film's climax, but I will say that the inevitable tears are jerked in layers. There's one emotional climax for those viewers who are new to the series, another for those who have only vague memories of the previous films, and yet another for those who've totally grown up on these pictures. With cinema dominated by universe-smashing superheroes, Toy Story's sweet brand of wholesome and slightly scary fun seems almost quaint, but as a parent it's great to have a film which offers more gentle and almost innocent pleasures. Gallery Toy Story 4 Guide to Star-Studded Cast as long-awaited sequel returns. Mirror. We would have been content if Toy Story 3 was the end of their cinematic adventures. If it had been, that prospect of a fourth film didn't sit all that well with me when it was announced, not after the third film had arrived at such a teary place of completion. It's a relief. Toy Story 4 feels less like a family film than a film for adults that their children might also like. The colorful cartoon. There's little point in talking too much about the storyline because it's largely more of the same. I don't mind though. It's clear within minutes that the new cartoon will be as gorgeously animated and as generously sprinkled with jokes as Pixar's best work, and any lingering misgivings melt away in the warm glow of seeing Woody, Buzz Lightyear and the rest of the lovable, misfit gang back together. This fourth Toy Story isn't as essential as the previous films in the series, but there's no denying the joy of seeing Woody and friends back in action, while once again it'll likely leave you with a tear in your eye. It is sprightly, sweet-natured, and gorgeous to look at, and how blase we've all become about animation standards that 10 years ago had us hyperventilating with astonishment. But this movie is. Toy Story 4 ends on a respectable, bittersweet note that would make the perfect bookend to this likable franchise. But so did the last. Toy Story 4 hits UK cinemas on June 21st. Watch the trailer video latest. MSN are empowering women in sport this summer. Find out more about.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.